Good morning, class 11th. Welcome to yet another session of English. And as you all know that we are going through the chapter Summer of the Beautiful White Horse of your book Snapshots. And today's session happens to be the last session of this particular chapter. So we are doing the fourth part. In the previous three sessions of the chapter, you people came to know about this tribe of Armenia, the Garoglanian tribe. And we got to know that this tribe is famous for their two hallmarks, that is pride, honesty, okay, trust and honesty. And these people were very, very simple. They could not lie to anybody, so leave alone that they could have ever taken advantage of somebody. So this particular tribe was also known for it being poverty stricken, and we come across these two boys, Murad and Aram. Aram, who is the younger one, 9 years old, is narrating us the story, and he tells us that both the cousins are in love with horses, and he gives us a brief idea about the Armenian tribe. And it's this one particular morning that Murad comes to Aram's house, and he comes with a horse, and he wants to take along Aram to ride the horse because he knew how much Aram loved horses. Now, trust and honesty are the hallmarks of this tribe, and of course they were poverty stricken. So Aram knew one thing, that Murad couldn't have afforded the horse, he couldn't have purchased it. And to think of that Murad had stolen the horse was also slightly difficult. But then when he asked Murad, obviously there is no answer, and Aram convinces us by saying that stealing actually qualifies for stealing only when it is done for economic benefits. But these boys, they just wanted to have the horse to ride it and to enjoy it, basically. And then we come across Uncle Kostrov as one of the characters who brings in humor in the story. We know that he's a very large man, and he has a catchphrase, and I even made you highlight that catchphrase, and it was that it's no harm, pay no attention to it. So very irritable, very short-tempered. He can stop anybody talking anything at any point of time by roaring out his catchphrase. And then we came to know about this concept of a man being a son's father in his flesh, but that would not necessarily mean that that man is also going to be his son's father in his spirit, which meant that though Aram was Zorab's son, but in spirit, in that crazy streak, he was actually as if he was son of Uncle Kostrov, which was not the truth. And then we know that both the boys, they went on riding. Murad was obviously, he knew how to ride the horse. Aram fell when he tried to ride it, and after the horse had leaped over the 7 vines of the vineyard. And then we come to know that basically this horse belonged to this farmer called John Byro. And from the past 1 month, poor farmer John Byro, his horse has been stolen, and he feels bad about it because he cannot, his saray is useless without a horse. And unfortunately, when he's discussing all this thing at Aram's house, and Uncle Kostrov is also there, but then Uncle Kostrov, obviously, he shuns him by roaring loudly that there's no harm, pay no attention to it, even if the horse costed $60 or something, but that's it. And Uncle Kostrov just goes out. And then it is Aram's mother who tries to make up for whatever drama was created by Uncle Kostrov, and he says that though he is loud, he's impatient, he's a large man, he does not know, he misses his homeland, but then he's a good man at his heart. So this is what we did in the previous 3 sessions of this chapter, Summer of the Beautiful White Horse, and today we will begin with the last portion of the chapter. And now we need to see what happens. Aram knows that the horse belongs to John Byro, so it is stealing, but then yes, not for any financial gains. What are the boys going to do? Are they going to give the horse back to John Byro because that man is suffering? He had to walk almost, he says, 10 miles to get to Aram's house, and his left leg was paining a lot. So that point also needs to be considered. So all these questions will be answered in today's session, where we will be covering the chapter. And once the chapter is over, we will look into the question answers, the NCERT question answers, and thereafter I will give you some extra work also, which can be done in the copies. I have to mention here that I'm happy that people are working, students are putting in their efforts, but I would be more delighted if I have more queries, if more work comes to me on my WhatsApp. And again, I'm saying that if at all there is any problem anywhere, please feel free to contact me. But there's one thing, children, also start using dictionaries is very important. I'm giving you the meanings here, but it's imperative that you read the chapters, do effective reading, and build a vocabulary, and keep a dictionary in hand, or Google up the meanings, write them down somewhere, so that you know what a particular word means, and that new word is added in your word bank, which can thereafter be used while you are conversing generally or talking to anybody. So without wasting much time, I think we should quickly start the last portion of the chapter. So join me in as we begin with the details of the chapter on page number 7 of The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse.